And one night, so my older brother Dan was fucking with my brother Jonathan, and I was with my friend Gary. And Dan just kept fucking with him and you know, popping him every now and then and fucking with him. And Jonathan had had enough, and he ran into the kitchen and grabbed a knife, big butcher's knife. And my parents were out. Dan was babysitting. He was like, "You want to fuck with me? Come fuck with me." And Dan grabbed my friend and put him in front of him. He was like, "You want to stab me? Go ahead, fucking stab me." And my friend was like, "What are we doing?" By the way, that kid never came back to my house. But he just put my friend in front of him. He was like, "Go ahead, stab me. I dare you. You won't stab me." My brother was like, "I'll do it." And my friend was like, "Don't do it."
No, he's going to move me and you'll stab me.
Yeah, it was. But sometimes it got bananas over at my place.
Yeah. And we're live.
Have you never owned one of those blow dart guns?
I have.
Are they
They're
fun?
fun.
They're dangerous.
Yeah.
That is not a toy. Is what when you get one of those, just know you don't have a toy to like goof around. It's not a Nerf gun. This is something that will kill a small animal and put your friend's eye right the fuck out.
Yeah. Or really fucking make your older brother mad.
Did you shoot one at your older brother?
Yeah, by accident. I hit him in the back of the leg.
Did it stick in? Did it like?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it stuck in.
It'll stick into like wood.
Yeah. Do you know what stuck in later? His foot in my ass. It was my oldest brother. I could tell you how old I am, how old I was by what they were doing to torture me at the time. I grew up with 3 older brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went through a period of time, probably when I was like 8, when they used to hold me down and drip the spit out of their mouth.
Oh,
You know,
how much older are they than you?
One's 2 years older, one's 4 years older, and one's 6 years older.
Okay. And they all had an alliance against you.
Well, I was the easiest one. You know, look, if you're a lion, you're going after the retarded 3-legged antelope, you know?
Always. And you were the retarded antelope.
100%. I was the dude down by the watering hole. Like, where'd everybody else go? You know, like, yeah, why is it so quiet all of a sudden? You know? And so they did that to me. They also, one of my brothers loved to scare me. And so what he found out though, because when I scare, I jazz hand and I make this noise. Ah! I go like that. And what he found was if he scared me, if he punched me in the chest right after, I would go ah! Like that. And he fucking loved that noise so much. But I got to be about 12. My oldest brother, he took to farting in my mouth. And this was a great life lesson because I would fight him. And I wouldn't win. And then he would fart in my mouth. And I told my dad, I'm like, he keeps farting in my mouth. And he goes, "What do you do?" He goes, "Well, I
open my mouth,
fight back." And he beats me up and then he farts in my mouth. And he was like, "So do you want to take a fart in the mouth or do you want to get punched and then take a fart in the mouth?" And he was
my God.
And he goes, basically what he was saying to me is sometimes life farts in your mouth. Do you know what I mean? So,
and me as your father has no authority to stop it.
No. My dad was a rule.
You think I'm going to step in? I don't want him to fart in my mouth.
No. My dad was a very rules of the playground deal, which is unless somebody's really getting hurt, solve your own fucking problems. Let's figure out it, right? And so he was like, "Listen, what does he like the most about it?" I go, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "What?" He goes, "What do you like? What does he like the most?" And I go, "He likes farting in my mouth." He goes, "No, he likes how much it bothers you. Tell him it doesn't bother you." So when my brother next time, he was like, "I'm going to fart in your mouth." I go, "Do it." And he goes, "Well, I'm not going to do it if you like it, you fucking weirdo." And he walked away. And I told my dad, I was like, "It worked." He was like, "Yeah." He's the one who taught me, my dad, when they pull jokes on you, don't tell them that it worked. They're going to stop pulling the jokes. They like the reaction. Don't give them the satisfaction. And it was such a crazy lesson. The fart in the mouth thing. I wish he had told me that a month earlier because I ate a lot of farts and a lot of fists.
Yeah, that's what a cruel thing to just fart in your open mouth.
Yeah, that's pretty horrific. My dad learned early on that he needed to step in or things were going to get violent because like when I was like 5, my older sister she'd pull this joke where you gotta keep in mind I'm like 4 or 5. So like all she had to do was hide behind the island in the kitchen and pop out and go, "Ah!" And it would terrify a 4 or 5-year-old. And like the same joke works over and over 10 minutes apart. I'm still just fucking terrified by her hopping out from behind this island. And my dad was putting wallpaper up in the living room. This is like 1990. And I go in there and I'm like, hey, she's scaring me. She keeps scaring me. You know, and I'm like almost tearful. And he's just like, I'm working here. Handle it yourself. I'm working. He's putting this wallpaper up and I'm just like, all right. So his level was there. His carpenter's level, and this isn't one of those plastic ones you get nowadays. It's made of wood with steel around the edges. And so like my little ass picks this thing up. I could barely lift it. And I walk back in the kitchen. It's only a few steps away. And she pops out from behind the island. And I crack her in the top of the head with the thing and split her head wide open. Like 3 or 4 stitches in the top of her head. And she's probably 13 or something and she's fucking crying her eyes out. Fucking blood's going everywhere. And Dad's like, what happened? And I'm like, I got her.
I handled it like you told me to.
He whipped my ass good.
Yo, there was one time one of my friends was over and my 2 middle brothers fought. And one night, so my older brother Dan was fucking with my brother Jonathan, and I was with my friend Gary, and Dan just kept fucking with him and you know, popping him every now and then and fucking with him. And Jonathan had enough, and he ran into the kitchen and grabbed a knife, big butcher's knife. And my parents were out. Dan was babysitting. He was like, "You want to fuck with me? Come fuck with me." And Dan grabbed my friend and put him in front of him. He was like, "You want to stab me? Go ahead, fucking stab me." My friend was like, "What are we doing?" By the way, that kid never came back to my house. But he just put my friend in front of him. He was like, "Go ahead, stab me. I dare you. You won't stab me." My brother was like, "I'll do it." And my friend was like, "Don't do it."
No, he's gonna move me and you'll stab me.
Yeah, it was. But sometimes it got bananas over at my place.
Yeah.
That's
You got four. At one point, you had a 12-year-old, a 14-year-old, a 16-year-old, and an 18-year-old boys in your house at once.
That sounds awful.
It's a lot of bad decision makers.
Was it ever?
Yo, first of all, that's a lot of semen-filled socks. So that's a lot of laundry.
Sure.
That is just, I'm sure the house smelled horrible. And, you know, look, my oldest brother also, when he liked something in the refrigerator, he would claim it by licking it, or he would put it in his pants and rub it on his dick. Or he was like, "This apple's mine," and he'd rub it on his dick and put it back.
That's a good move. Still works.
Yeah.
I dare you to find the things in my kitchen I haven't came on.
You're there with a black light, like, all right, I guess we're eating out tonight.
All right, there's no
How did
bananas
he get
in
it
this
up
kitchen.
there?
Yeah.
That's my plan.
Cover sandwiches again.
Fun.
Did it ever, like, you're talking about like did you ever just get like the shit kicked out of you? Like just punches upon punches, or was it more like submit and I'm going to fart and then you're just been my bitch today? Well, I know like friends who went either way with their brothers.
We had a strict no punching in the face rule.
It's a common rule. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was it. And I will tell you, it depended on which brother. Like Dan, the second oldest, he caught punches from my oldest brother. Raining down on him. I was the youngest, so I caught less punches and more like, "Hey, get in this laundry basket and let me push you down the stairs." I got more like, "Hey, put him up on the roof and see him if he'll jump off the roof onto the mattress." Like I got more shit like that, where I guess it in a way was more dangerous, but I felt better because I wasn't getting punched. But really, I was like a guinea pig just to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like I remember they taped me to this. Oh my God. They taped me. I was probably 8. And they put 2 skateboards together and they taped me to the skateboard. They put a helmet on me and they taped my arms down to the side. Like, so my hands were under the skateboard and I was just sitting on the skateboards like this on my knees. And then they pushed me down a hill and I had a helmet on, and they just because they wanted to see what happened.
I did that to my youngest sibling.
Yo, by the way, I told them after I'd have gone down the hill, but you took away my ability to put my hands out when I fell. Do you know what I mean? So when I fell, they thought I would just jump off. I was game for it, but when I fell, you know, the only thing to stop my fall was my face and head. So they were like, "Yeah, we should have thought that one through." But yeah, they kind of experimented more on me than anything else.
Yeah, more of a general fucking with, not like a beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
That's in the cards for the youngest brother.
100%.
Is
almost
stupid
never-
shit like that.
I didn't have this growing up. I didn't really have anybody to play with. My cousin would be over like during the summers, but we were like, he's a year younger than me, and he
Yeah.
was always at least my size. Like he was just a bigger guy most of the time. So like we were peers. So like we would kind of team up and do things together, but like we wouldn't fuck each other up like that. We'd box every now and then because I was dumb enough to buy us both boxing gloves one time. We both decided that was a bad idea right away.
Yeah, seems like a bad idea.
It
How
does.
old were you?
With the boxing gloves,
Yeah.
16, 17, something like that.
Well, that's
probably.
a real bad idea, dude.
Yeah, hard enough to
Yeah.
like hurt each other. Yeah.
Yeah,
We-
like
dude.
8. Who cares at 8? But at 16,
Yeah.
We did that.
Yeah,
worse.
you-
It was me and my buddy. So he was bigger and stronger than me, but he only had one set of boxing gloves. So we got to sewing and we put winter gloves inside of pillows to simulate like 2 sets of boxing gloves.
Yeah.
The thing is, these pillows had like, if it started with a good idea, one punch later, it like wiggled and all the padding was just not in front of your hand anymore.
Mhm.
So one guy had big padded boxing gloves, which was worse, and the other guy had basically just winter gloves on that would hit directly. It was a huge advantage.
I was too big to physically fight with my younger brothers because I was always large for my age, and my younger brother was smaller, so it didn't work out. But when I would have friends over, like it was an event when we're like 10 and everybody brings their sock 'em boppers, which if you don't remember sock 'em boppers, it was this big, basically blow up like an air wing, except you put your fist in it and it was huge and you could beat the shit out of each other with minimal effect, except like one good punch and that thing starts to leak. And before you know it, you're just bare knuckle boxing with plastic over your hands in the basement on the concrete floor. And that was, I never got hurt, so I remember it fondly. Everybody else remembered it though. My youngest brother, I remember at my grandparents' house. They live on a farm, and my grandpa, way back in this time, he had like big hunting dogs still, and one of them was still relatively young, and she just loved. Name was Jill. She loved to like chase you down and like try and like jump on you to be like. It was very aggressive, but it was like a kind thing. Like she wanted to like get like jump and like knock you down and like play with you. And we were big enough at the time, me and my younger brother, that she couldn't do that to us. But we would have made up competitions to my youngest brother. We'd be like, hey, do you think you can run from this tree to that tree in 10 seconds? And then my other brother would like feign like, are you stupid? There's no way he can do that. And I'd be like, yeah, probably not. He's like, no, I can do it. I can run all the way over there. And then, so we would like hold Jill back and we'd let him get like 30 yards away and then let her go. And she would, woo, 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 and she would hit him like a linebacker. Like he would spin into the ground and everything. But like, and it was like August or something, but we had, in the interest of safety, we put our brother in like 3 winter coats.